Today we're going to continue our discussion with equations. Now we've been working with equations for the past 8-9 lectures, but all the equations we dealt with have one variable in it. Whether it was first degree or second degree, there was one and only one variable. Today we're going to introduce equations that have more than one variable. Example. Here we have an equation. It says x plus y is equal to 5. Now here we have an equation that has two variables, x and y. Now let's suppose I tell you to find x when y is equal to 3. Find x when y is equal to 3. Help. What do you get, Wong?
Okay, 2.
You get
x equal 2.
He got x is equal to 2. The question is, how did he get it? Well, he knows the value of y. So he goes back to the original equation, and every place he has a y, he puts in its value. So his new equation becomes x plus 3 is equal to 5. He solves this, and he gets x equal 2. Suppose I say, hey, find y when x is equal to 7. Find y when x is equal to 7. Well, help. What do you get here, Tim?
Y equals minus 2.
Y is equal to negative 2. Again, we want to find y when x is equal to 7. So we go back to the original, and we have x, which is 7, plus y equal 5. We now solve that for y, get y all by itself, add a negative 7 to both sides, and sure enough, we come out with y equal negative 2. Now, I don't want to write all this every time. So in order to do that, we have symbolism that's going to make life a little easier for us. What we're going to do, we are dealing with two variables, x and y, so I'm going to write them as a pair of numbers such that the first number always represents x, the second number always represents y. In other words, what I have here is an ordered pair of numbers. Pair means two, order means x is first, y is second. So let's deal with the same equation, x plus y equal 5. And let's suppose we have this. What am I telling you there? What am I asking you there?
The value of y.
Y when?
When x is 4.
Sure, that's all we're saying. This is the statement, find y when x equal 4. Tim?
Okay, that would be 9.
What is it?
1.
1. Because we have x plus y equal 5. X, it says, is 4. Plus y equal 5. Y is equal to 1. So our question mark now becomes a 1. Okay? Let's suppose we have this problem. Karen, what's the state? What does this statement say?
Find x when y equals 11.
Sure, that's all it says. Find x when y is equal to 11. Well, what is x?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Everybody get negative 6. The way we get it, we have x plus y equal 5. But here it's telling you x, y is 11, so you have x plus 11 equal 5. Solving for x, you come x with x equal negative 6. So there it is. Okay? Let's suppose we have an equation, and I ask you to find the following. Okay? There we have the equation. Y is equal to 6 minus x. And I give you that 6 minus 2x. The first order pair is 0 question mark.
When I type this up, instead of using a question mark, can I use a blank?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this problem. Well, we have an equation, y is equal to 6 minus 2x. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find certain order pairs that make this a true sentence. The first order pair says find y when x is equal to 0. Well, what would y be when x is equal to 0, Beeb?
6.
6. That was a nice easy one. Because if x is 0, you come out with y is equal to 6 minus 2 times 0. Well, 2 times 0 is 0. So you have y equals 6. So this becomes 0, 6. Second one, babe. It says find x when y is 0.
X equals to 3.
X equal 3. And again, the way we do that, we have y is equal to 6 minus 2x. It's telling us now that y is 0. So we have 0 is equal to 6 minus 2x. Nice simple equation. We solve this. We get 2x equals 6. X equal 3. Okay? So this is 3, 0. Last one, Beeb.
X equals to 8.
X equal 8. And again, it's telling you find y when x is a negative 1. So we replace x by its value. This is what we have. A nice simple arithmetic problem. We have y equals 6, positive 2. Y is equal to 8. So our third order pair is negative 1, 8. And there we have found. Let's try another one of these. C, question mark, negative 3. And that's x plus 2y equal 5. Okay, Roy, for first order pair, it says find y when x is 0. What did you get for that?
Y is 5 halves.
5 halves? Very good. You see, if x is 0, you get 0 plus 2y equal 5. Excuse me, 2y equal 5, and y is equal to, as Roy said, 5 halves. So this is 0, 5 halves. Okay? Next one. Roy, find y when x is negative 5.
Y is 5.
Y is 5. Again, we replace x by its value. We get negative 5 plus 2y equal 5. Notice we have an equation with only one variable now. We solve it. Add 5 to both sides. We get 2y equal 10. Y would equal 5. So sure enough, when x is negative 5, y turns out to be positive 5. And then lastly, Roy?
11.
11?
X equals 11.
Okay, he says, find x when y is negative 3. He said x comes out to be a negative 11. Check it, you have x plus 2 times a negative 3 equal 5. Well, that gives you x. Positive times a negative is negative 6 equal 5. Solve it, you get x equal 11. So sure enough, we have 11, negative 3. Just the third order pair. See how nice and easy this is? Okay, now, let's suppose I have an equation. Y is equal to 2x plus 6. And I have the values of x I'd like you to find the values of y for. And give me the values of x that I would like you to find the values of y for. Okay? We have y is equal to 2x plus 6. I'm telling you that x is negative 2, it's 0, and it's positive 2. Find the values of y for those values of x. Okay, this is the way the book would write the problem, just to save space. But what this is saying to you is that you want to find 3 order pairs. In the first order pair x is -2, in the second order pair x is 0, and in the third order pair y is 2. This is all this is saying to you. Okay? Lynn, when x was -2, what did y turn out to
Y
be?
was 2.
Y was 2. So our first order pair is -2, 2. You see, when x is -2, y is 2, this is a true sentence. So this is a solution for this equation. Okay? Second order pair, when x is 0, then y turns out to be
6.
6. And here we have another order pair that makes this a true sentence. When x is 0, y is 6. This is definitely true. Lastly, Lynn, x
10.
is 2,
Y is 10.
y is 10. And there is a third order pair that makes the sentence true. Okay? Nice and easy. Let's suppose we have this problem. Y is equal to the absolute value of 2x plus 1. The absolute value of 2x plus 1. Got that? Minus the absolute value of x. And all they're saying there is x is -3. Okay? So what you have to do is find the corresponding y value. Okay? Help. Wong, did you get an answer?
Y equal -2.
I didn't get that. He said y equal -2. I didn't get it. Lynn,
4. Y equals 4.
I didn't get that. Karen,
I got 4 also.
you got 4 also. Roy,
Y equals 2.
y equal 2? I got that. Let's see how we get it. He says, go back. We want to try, what we're trying to do is actually this. Find y when x is -3. So that says every place in the equation that you have an x, you have to replace it by its value, which is -3. So we have 2 times a -3, which is a -6 plus 1 minus -3. Notice all I did was replace x by its value. Now here we have a -6 plus 1 is a -5 minus a -3. Wong, what is the absolute value of -5?
5.
5. Minus, what is the absolute value of -3?
3.
3. So we have 5 minus 3.
Okay.
We get y is equal to 2. That's it. when x is negative 3, y is equal to 2. Okay? Let's suppose we have this one. Y is equal to 2 to the x power. Y is equal to 2 to the x power, and let's see, negative 3 for x again. Y equal 2 to the negative 2 to the x power, and we're saying that x is negative 3. Okay, this one should be very, very easy if you recall your exponents. Tony, what'd you get for an answer?
Y equals to 1/8.
1/8 is correct. What you have here is y is equal to 2 to the negative 3rd power. Now remember, when we have a negative exponent, what does it mean to do? It means to write the reciprocal of the base, 1 over the base, and make the exponent positive. So we have y is equal to 1 over 2 cubed. Y is equal to 1/8. So when x is negative 3, y comes out to be 1 over 8. Okay? Okay. On the board I have an equation, 4x minus y equal 2. And I'm telling you the values of x are going to be negative 2 and negative 4. What I like to do, the directions here are twofold. First of all, I'd like you to solve this equation for y. Does everyone know what I mean by solving an equation for y? It means get y all by itself. After you do that, find the corresponding y values for these x values. First of all, solve this equation for y. After you do that, find the corresponding y values for the x values we have there. The second part is to find the y values when x is a negative 2 and a negative 4. Okay, the first thing, our first job is to solve this for y. We want to give y all by itself. Beeb, what did you get when you solve for y?
Negative 10.
Now when you solve for y, when you get y all by itself, that's the first job, is to solve this for y. I know what you did. You're in the step 2. Our first job is to get y all by itself. Karen, did you get y all by itself?
Yeah, I got y equals 4x minus 2.
Very good. Very good. If you do that, you have negative y is equal to negative 4x plus 2. Everybody see that? But we're not interested in negative y. We're interested in y. So what we're going to do is multiply both sides by negative 1. Change all the signs. If you change one, you have to change them all. And we come out with this. Now, very, very important. What you're going to have this group of problems where you have to solve for y. And that's very important. If you go on in math, all your equations you get will either be solved for y or you're going to have to solve them for y as you go on in math. Because we're going to find out when you solve it for y, it has a very, very special name. Okay, now that we have it solved for y, what we have to do is we have to do this. Find the corresponding y values for these x values. So, when x is negative 2, Beeb, what's y?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. That's simple arithmetic. Just plugging it in. 4 times a negative 2 is negative 8. Negative 2 is negative 10. Beeb, when when x is negative 4, y would be
Negative 18.
negative 18? Okay. And there's nice and simple. You see, once you solve it for y, it's very easy to find the y values. Okay. Let's suppose I have an equation (2x plus ky equal 26). And I'm going to tell you one of the solutions of this equation is this right there. This is a solution for that equation. What I'd like you to do is find the value of k. Find the value of k.